Wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to Wisdom Drops, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tanya Lasagna, back again with another video dropping celestial wisdom, layering together all the nodal noodles and celestial sauce into something digestible. And today we are discussing the Cancer new moon. It is a new moon of summer, ladies and gentlemen, as we've officially hit the solstice period. So Cancer, new moon. Cancer is the sign that rules the moon. The moon is anew, meaning that there's, of course, new beginnings on offer based on the house in your personal chart where Cancer corresponds to. That new beginning that is inherently Cancerian is going to be happening for you in that area. If it's your first house, it's related to self. Your second house related to self-worth, value. Third house, mental thought processes, locale environments. Okay, fourth house, your innermost self, your innermost personal belonging and sense of identity. Fifth house, your passion projects, things you do for fun, romance. Sixth house, all about your work environments, daily habits, habits, hobbies, that you do more intellectually or like for work perhaps, or even just health routines. Seventh house, relationships, all things partnerships. Eighth house, losses, karma, transformation. Ninth house, higher belief systems, your perspective on the world. The 10th house, your standing in the world and what you do in the world. The 11th house, your dreams, your aspirations, the networks and larger groups you're associated with. And your 12th house, your subconscious and how you really relate to the behind the scenes of the world as it may be, or your own inner soul's workings, okay, that are hidden from your conscious self, generally speaking. I just flew through all the 12 houses. And before we get into this, make sure if you haven't liked this video yet, please do like it and subscribe if you're new, if you vibe as we is building the interwebs tribe. Thank you for all of you who do support my channel and this content. Also, if you want a reading, need a reading, feel me, want me to be your astrologer, there is a beautiful website, wisdomdropsastrology.com, where you too can get your reading booked with my nifty new online form. So be sure to check it out. Now, Cancer new moon. Okay. The link, by the way, is down below if you're looking for it. Cancer new moon is all about the new beginnings, but it's very emotional. And most new moons are, let's say, in some way or another, because they're moon-ish. But if you're somebody who's not usually all up in your feels or whatever, and you're not like, no, I'm not really in my emotions, Tanya, and the new moons and the full moons, that's cool. You know what I mean? But with a Cancer new moon, you're probably going to be feeling it, because Cancer new moon is all about your self identity as it relates to your emotions. It's squaring Aries, okay, which is the sign of self. And the Cancer energy is the fourth sign from Aries, which implies the innermost identity of self, you feel, if you really look at it astrologically with the wisdom of the wheel. So with that said, this is a new moon to really build over this waxing period, the next 2 weeks, y'all, this sense of self emotional well-being whenever and however you can. It's a good time to focus on your emotions, and it's definitely not a time to try to suppress your emotions, because this is really just a time to be honoring the fact that you do have emotions. Now, Jupiter is squaring this new moon, okay, currently in the sign of Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is also currently in the sign of Aries, albeit at a much later degree. Jupiter squaring the moon. We're going to talk about that in a second, but I want to focus on for just a minute that Jupiter is in the sign that also is currently housing its ruler, Mars, okay? And Mars is going to be an omen then for reading and understanding more about that Jupiterian condition or whatever Jupiter is experiencing, as Mars is the ruler of Aries. So when we see that Mars is also squaring Pluto in very late degree Capricorn, which is inherently opposing by whole sign aspect the new moon itself, we can see that there's a certain power struggle at play, a certain really Mars square Saturn, it makes diamonds. It's the sort of energy where there has to be a lot of heat, a lot of pressure, a lot of struggle, generally speaking, a lot of trauma, generally speaking, or a lot of psychological transformation, okay, a lot of really putting in the motivation and the energy to get something done, it's not going to be easy, whatever it is, you feel, because it's something that's a square aspect, which is inherently challenging. But Mars and Pluto are the two rulers of Scorpio, which has all the things to do with transformation and the deep inner workings of, you know, one's psyche and subconscious, and also the lower chakras. So you think about all the good things and the really intensely awesome things that can come from lower chakras, if you know what I mean, as well as the like very bad and traumatic things that can come from lower chakras, if you know what I mean. So with that said, there's a lot of creation energy you feel on offer, as this is a new moon, as it is about creation inherently. And at the same time, you know, with that Mars square Pluto, there's all the more opportunity for creation. But in a worst case, Mars square Pluto could be severance of some sort. In a best case, it's like very powerful transformation that you'll like remember for the rest of your life type shit. So there's that. I just saw a deer. That was very cool. So remember that, y'all. There's a lot of vibes, lots of energy, lots of emotion. Cancer is very feeling energy. And, you know, with Jupiter there in the sign of Aries, some people might be like, oh, yeah, Jupiter square the moon. There's nothing wrong with that. But in all actuality, it's still square, and Jupiter can cause excess. So don't be surprised when you're crying a lot or processing a lot or feeling a lot or just like emotional a lot. Try to be aware of the fact that it's a Cancer influence. Try to be aware of the fact that you have the opportunity to respond to that in a good way, or let's say a healthier way. There's always a healthier and a less healthier way, even if neither is ideal. There's always one or the other that you can choose in that scenario. You know what I mean? So I hope and wish and intend and send good vibes for all of you who watch this video, and hope that you are able to manifest, then choose to manifest the higher vibe of whichever situation you currently find yourself facing with emotionality. Also expect themes of nurturing and motherhood to come up. The ability to be an inner nurturer to yourself is going to be highlighted because it's from the fourth sign of Aries, where we currently see Jupiter sending a square. And, you know, just remember that it's a good time to process your feelings and not to run away from them. That's like the worst thing you could do under this Cancer new moon. Try to be gentle with people, as everybody's going to be in their feelings the next couple weeks, today, tomorrow, etc. And with that said, make sure you like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new here. Check out Wizdom Dropz astrology.com. Link is down below. And with that said, through next time, until next time, thank you for your support, and may the stars be with you. Peace.